and welcome back to another episode of my Genshin Impact playthrough. Last time we met up with Nahida, and now we gotta go with her. We're gonna talk. Well,
let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thought.
Grab someone close to the sages. Possess a student. Possess a key figure.
I've already tried that. But all the key members of the Academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leak. Have you already caught the sage? I'm guessing not yet. But this trusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case...
Student.
No way, that's too... You mean it'd be too... No, it's not that. We should doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people. That's a good point.
Alright, yeah.
We're in the dark as of now, since we still don't know anything about their goals. After all, every person...
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have some... According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal. Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Yeah, no, I trust you, Nahida, don't worry.
Well... I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Oh, Pawsome.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
I'm gonna go, yeah.
Before coming back,
we
met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Yeah.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
No.
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Subzerwas Festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou. I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia and also gave her the opportunity... Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up her? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problem. Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed, and she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already right. That way, not only can we get from my past observations, the top tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day to prepare. Let's go check out some of her favorite...
I'm guaranteed. Hopefully there's no stealth, because I can't do stealth. I'm bad at stealth. Ta-da!
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune. So should we... No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important... Hacking style and... My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between my... Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Like everybody. Well, not everybody. Fenty was cool with us, so was Zhongli. The Saritsa probably hates us. And the Shoka didn't really like us for a while.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Yes.
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Let's go into health.
Health prospects. No problem. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... many tens of thousands of years? Impossible.
I'm special.
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
Yep.
I admit that the orientation...
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could...
Probably it's accurate. It's actually accurate. It's hilarious.
Is this another one of Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City. So when I start talking with him, listen carefully.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm...
Speaking of...
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora overall.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you.
No problem. Rest easy, all...
None of them seem suspicious at the moment, which is good.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working. Nahida, you've really thought it. It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't...
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning.
Sure, but you'll find...
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or...
I see. Guess that makes sense.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia.
Okay.
So, was that everybody? Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria. What's the point of all the information we've collected? Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about... Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage... Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So... Well, King Deshret is long gone. And Sataria is also too smart to... If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers... But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her... So, you mean you're... Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Desh. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get the... so that's how you're going to use... Exactly. So... Huh? Best of luck? What? That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha. That is pretty Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at... You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious when if it was at all don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, then let's get...
Well, that might be a thing for next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!